Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my live preview and predictions video for NXT TakeOver New York, which will be airing live tomorrow night, Friday night on the WWE Network. And of course, the granddaddy of them all, I will be in attendance, Section 126, MetLife Stadium, April 7th, WrestleMania 35. It's going down. I will be there live, and it will be wonderful. So if you're joining me for this live preview and predictions video, thank you all for joining me. And I cannot tell you how much I'm looking forward to going to WrestleMania on Sunday, my second WrestleMania with my good friend, the Club of the Man, 1993. So we leave tomorrow, so I want to get this preview and predictions video up here before we close things out. So without wasting any further time, let's dive right into my predictions and preview for NXT TakeOver New York. This is a strong card on paper, as NXT TakeOver is always a strong show on paper. This show will be emanating live from the Barclays Center at 7 o'clock Eastern on the WWE Network. And we have a total of 5 matches here. Let's go down the card here. We have the War Raiders, Hanson and Rowe versus Aleister Black and Ricochet. Now, seeing as how Aleister Black and Ricochet are currently on the main roster, I don't think it's that likely that we see a title change here. I like Aleister Black and Ricochet, but I like them more as singles competitors. So as far as who I think is going to win this match, I think it's going to be the War Raiders, as I said here. So yeah, I'm not really seeing a title change here. Moving on to the next match on the card here, Pete Dunne versus Walter for the NXT United Kingdom Championship. Now, I'll just say right now, I am not a avid watcher of NXT UK, just really don't have the time when it comes to that, but I'm a huge fan of Pete Dunne, and I've heard some things about Walter here, and I think it's highly likely that we see Pete Dunne drop that NXT UK Championship. I mean, let's be honest, Pete Dunne, he has held that NXT UK Championship for a very long time here. Just looking at the number of days that he has reigned as NXT UK Champion, he's held that title now, just looking here at the list, for over 685 days. That is a long time to be United Kingdom Champion. But I think Pete Dunne drops it here to Walter, and we'll see how he does as NXT UK champion. But yeah, like I said, not that avid of a watcher of NXT UK, but I've heard good things about it, just don't have the time to get to it. But should be a good match here. We have Fatal 4-Way for the NXT Women's Championship. Shayna Baszler versus Io Shirai versus Bianca Belair versus Kairi Sane. It should be a pretty good Fatal 4-Way match for the NXT Women's Championship. As far as the winner of this match, could go either way here, although I think Shayna Baszler drops that title. I think it comes down to either Io Shirai or Bianca Belair. I could also see Kairi Sane picking up the strap again, but I definitely see Shayna Baszler dropping the title. As far as who she's going to drop it to, I like the fact that it's really unpredictable here, and we don't know which of these 3 women that Shayna's going to drop the title to. But Shayna's going to be on the main roster sooner rather than later. And thank you all for watching this live video as well if you are tuning in. I really appreciate it. And, yeah, I'm going to go with Shayna Baszler dropping the title to... I'm going to pick Bianca Belair. So we'll see. We'll see. This should be an excellent match here. The Velveteen Dream versus the King of Bros, Matt Riddle, for the NXT North American Championship. This should be good stuff right here. Velveteen Dream, one of my favorite characters in NXT. He's got it all. In the ring, the character, the persona. He's just able to excel so well. And you got Matt Riddle. Seeing as how Velveteen Dream just won the NXT North American Championship, I just don't see him dropping it this soon, although he's going to drop it. I definitely see him dropping it to Matt Riddle, but I think somehow, some way, Velveteen Dream will retain the NXT North American Championship. And then we have our main event, which was originally supposed to be Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa, but Tommaso Ciampa went down with a neck injury. We now have a 2 out of 3 falls match, folks, for the NXT Championship. Johnny Gargano, Mr. Wrestling, versus Mr. Takeover, versus Adam Cole, baby. This should be a pretty good match here. I'm looking forward to these two possibly stealing WrestleMania weekend. You heard it here first. As far as who's going to win this match, who is going to walk out the NXT champion? Do they put it on Johnny Gargano? I mean, because really he should win this match if he was facing Tommaso Ciampa. There's no doubt in my mind he's beating Tommaso Ciampa for the strap. However, here I could see, and I'm going to predict they go for the happy ending. I'm going to say Adam Cole wins the NXT championship. Something tells me that Adam Cole is going to walk out with that NXT championship. So those are my predictions here for NXT TakeOver in New York. Should be an outstanding show as always. Cannot wait to watch that live tomorrow night before I leave for New York on the WWE Network. And then we got the granddaddy of them all. It's going to be a long show, folks. We have 16 matches, and we're going to run them all down here. Let's start with the pre-show for WrestleMania, which will be kicking off at 5 p.m. from MetLife Stadium. We have the second annual Women's Battle Royale. Let's pull up all the list of participants here in the Women's Battle Royale here, and let's just rattle off the names right here. Dana Brooke, Mickie James, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan, Asuka, Carmella, Naomi, Lana, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Zelina Vega, and Nikki Cross. Seeing as how Asuka has been demoted to Battle Royale duty this year, which is a damn shame, as I'm such a huge fan of Asuka's, I would like to see Asuka win the Women's Battle Royale here. Moving on to the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale, we have Braun Strowman, Michael Che, Colin Jost, Apollo Crews, Titus O'Neil, Tyler Breeze, Jinder Mahal, No Way Jose, Bobby Roode, Chad Gable, Kalisto, Graham Metalik, Lindsay Dorado, Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel, Heath Slater, Rhino, Victor Connor, Andrade, Cien Almas, Mustafa Ali, Shelton Benjamin, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, Otis, Tucker, and EC3 all in this Battle Royale. As far as who I see winning this Battle Royale, I think it comes down to either Braun Strowman, or I could see Kevin Owens being added as a surprise, and to get revenge on Braun Strowman, shout out to Saul Monster for this idea, he eliminates Braun Strowman. And that's how Kevin Owens wins the Battle Royale. So I'm going to go with that prediction of Kevin Owens eliminating Braun Strowman to win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale. We then get on to our final match here on the pre-show. Buddy Murphy versus Tony Nese for the Cruiserweight Championship. Now, I'm not an avid 205 Live watcher. Haven't really had a chance to watch all that much, but should be a good Cruiserweight match. Cruiserweights usually deliver here. Predicting that Tony Nese and the championship reign here of Buddy Murphy, who I predict will be moving up to the main roster during the next draft. And then let's get into the main card for where I will be for WrestleMania. Not going for the pre-show, I'm only going for the main show. So we had one late addition to this card, the Revival versus Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Would have been nice if going into this, they built up Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder as legitimate contenders. Would be nice if the Revival were built up as legitimate tag team champions, but they weren't. This match was just thrown together last minute, so this will be a bathroom break opportunity for me. I'm predicting, seeing as how piss poor the Revival have been booked, Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder to win the Raw Tag Team Championships. Speaking of thrown together at the last minute, the Usos versus Ricochet and Aleister Black versus The Bar versus Shinsuke Nakamura and Rusev in a fatal four-way tag team match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Well, you knew we had to get all these teams on this card somehow, some way. So instead of doing the Usos versus the Hardys, which is what should have happened here at WrestleMania, why would we want to get a match like that, a match that screams WrestleMania? Instead, let's just shoehorn a bunch of people into a fatal four-way match. Okay, be that as it may. The Usos aren't losing these titles here. They're going to successfully retain the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. That's my prediction right there. Tag Team Mania is running wild here. We got another tag team match. We got the Boss and Hug Connection, Bayley and Sasha Banks defending their Women's Tag Team Championships in a fatal four-way tag team match versus Beth Phoenix and Natalya versus the Iconics. versus Nia Jax and Tamina. Again, I don't see Bayley and Sasha Banks. They just won the titles at the Chamber. I just don't see them dropping the titles to Beth Phoenix and Natalya. I think they're a short-term duo. Don't see it happening with the Iconics, and definitely don't see them losing to Nia Jax and Tamina after they just beat them at Fastlane. So I'm predicting that Bayley and Sasha Banks at least hold on to those titles until the summer. That's just my prediction right there. We then have Bobby Lashley versus the Demon Finn Balor. And this is easy to predict. I think Finn Balor is going to regain the Intercontinental Championship. The only reason they took the Intercontinental title off Finn Balor is because they knew the Demon was going to be at WrestleMania. Although I really didn't like how they brought the Demon back and just had him appear on Raw and stick his tongue out and go, I'm the Demon. Ugh, scary. See, this is like lazy. Like maybe torment Balor, have Lashley and Leah Rush get under his skin and just force him to reveal that innermost demon that, is inside of him and rip it out. Instead, she's like, Demon's back. Okay, WrestleMania. And it'll be great to see the Demon entrance at WrestleMania, but I wish there was more of a story behind it. And that goes for saying for a lot of these matches. Looking at the next match here on the WrestleMania 35 card, we have, let's see here, Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. Now, this should be a hard-hitting match here. I'm really looking forward to this match. A nice addition to the undercard here at WrestleMania 35. I'm expecting these two to go out there and just have a good, solid 10 to 12-minute match here on the card. I think Roman Reigns will get a win. It'll be a tough win, but I think he will get a win here in his first singles match back at WrestleMania 35. We then have what is supposed to be Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio for the WWE United States Championship. Although Rey is dealing with, I believe it's an ankle injury. I'm not sure if he's going to be good to go. Yeah, an ankle injury that he suffered on Raw in that terrible match with Baron Corbin. So if Rey can go, I don't think he's losing to, or I don't think Samoa Joe's losing to Rey Mysterio. I just don't see that happening. What I would like to see happen is for John Cena to take Rey Mysterio's place and get Samoa Joe versus John Cena, but I just don't see that happening here. We're probably going to get Rey versus Joe still, which I think will be a good match. I just wish there was more of a story heading into it. Like I said, really lacking when it comes to that, and I like to get me some storylines to get me invested into these matches. So be that as it may, I'm predicting Samoa Joe will retain the United States Championship. We then have Falls Count Anywhere in one of the more entertaining storylines heading into WrestleMania this year, the Shane McMahon versus The Miz. I really liked how they built these two up. I didn't see the turn coming from Shane McMahon, turning on The Miz in his hometown of Cleveland, right in front of Miz's dad, and I really hope Miz's dad is front row from WrestleMania because that would really add that much more to this story. But as far as this match is concerned, with the Falls Count Anywhere stipulation, I'm looking forward to seeing what these two guys are able to come up with and where they're able to brawl and take the action. And if Miz's dad gets involved to help Miz win, I think that would be very fitting, and I think Miz is going to beat Shane McMahon here at WrestleMania 35. This marathon show continues. We have AJ Styles versus Randy Orton, which I will think could steal the show here. A match that I've been looking forward to for a long, long time, and I'm glad to see is finally taking place here at WrestleMania 35. Give these two 15 minutes, they could tear the house down. And seeing as how they already gave away the phenomenal forearm into the RKO spot on SmackDown Live, which I was really surprised to see, I think AJ Styles is going to win that match because I thought if they're going to do that spot, AJ has to lose. I mean, there's no other way around it. But since they already did the spot on SmackDown, that tips me off that I think AJ Styles is going to beat Randy Orton here at WrestleMania. And this should be a really great match. We go from what should be a really great match to the complete opposite. Kurt Angle versus Baron Corbin and Kurt Angle's farewell match. Now, it's not the match we wanted for Kurt Angle, but still to be there. As, someone from Pittsburgh, Kurt's from my hometown, and to be there, even if it's against Baron Corbin, to see Kurt wrestle his final match at WrestleMania, I still hope somehow, some way will beat John Cena, but we'll see. It'll be a surreal moment. And thank you, Kurt, for everything that you've done for this business. And it'll be emotional. May not be that good of a match. Honestly, I hope he just locks in the ankle lock, makes Corbin tap out, and we call it a night. That would be the best case scenario here. So I'm predicting Kurt Angle to defeat Baron Corbin. And then have Triple H versus Batista, no holds barred match. If Triple H loses, he must retire from in-ring competition. If I recall, we go back in our time machines here. I was at MetLife Stadium in 2013. And I believe I was there and I saw a match. What was it? Oh, yeah, no holds barred. Triple H defeated Brock Lesnar. And if Triple H lost, he'd be forced to retire. Fast forward here to 2019, and I'm back at MetLife Stadium, and Triple H is wrestling Batista in a no-holds-barred match, and if he loses, he must retire. I just hope it's 10 times better than that Lesnar-Triple H match, because that was just boring. I want no-holds-barred. I want blood. I want guts. I want as far as you can go in a PG environment. Will we get that at WrestleMania? Probably not, but I just want a good match. And please don't make it go 20 to 25 minutes. That's one problem with Triple H matches at WrestleMania. They always seem to go on and on and on and on. I'm just like, you don't need that much time. Less is more. But I think Triple H wins, and as has been rumored, this is the way Batista wanted to go out, and I think he will put Triple H over on the way out. We then get into the three big matches here on this show. First up, Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. Now, for the longest time, before the next match that I discuss here, I thought it's shoo-in. Seth is going to win. He's going to win the Universal Championship. However, something tells me with Brock signing a new short-term deal, he ain't dropping that Universal title. As much as I'd want to see Seth win, I feel like the story has been really lacking going into this. There's just not really a lot of buzz and excitement. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope Seth does win. But unfortunately here, folks, I'm going to have to go with Brock Lesnar retaining the Universal Championship, as much as it pains me to see that. Now, we can turn a negative into a positive, because if Seth loses, we got Daniel Bryan versus Kofi Kingston for the WWE Championship. Kofi Kingston, so underrated. Kofi Kingston, one of my, favorites always on the WWE roster. I always knew if he was given the opportunity, he could succeed. All he needed was that opportunity. And he's finally gotten that. Here we are in 2019. He had a hell of a performance at the Elimination Chamber. He ran the gauntlet. He's done everything that Vince has put up against him, and still he's overcome it all. He is what Daniel Bryan was in 2014. And how the roles are reversed, I think that's really good storytelling right there. I think Kofi's going to do it. I think he's going to win the WWE Championship, and it will be incredible. I cannot wait to see that moment happen. It'll be a great moment for the fans, and most importantly, it'll be a great moment for Kofi, because hashtag Kofi Mania is going to be running wild. And then we have the match. For the first time ever, I'm going to witness history. For the first time ever, in front of 80,000 people, in the main event of WrestleMania, these three women will make history. It's winner takes all. It's a triple threat match for both the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships. It's Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair, the SmackDown Women's Champion, versus Ronda Rousey, the Raw Women's Champion. And there's only one outcome for this match. Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch. Becky's going to take both those titles. It's her time. It's her time to shine. And despite how topsy-turvy this build has been, it's still going to be incredible to see all three women in the ring in the main event. And how far this women's evolution, this revolution has truly come, is awe-inspiring. So it's a lot to talk about. But that is the WrestleMania 35 card. We also got Elias as the musical guest. We got Alexa Bliss as the host. And Joan Jett will be playing Ronda Rousey to the ring. So that'll be awesome. So that does it here for my WrestleMania 35 and NXT TakeOver New York predictions videos. The next time you'll see me on this channel, I will be live from New York. And it'll be awesome. I cannot wait for WrestleMania weekend. Of course, as you know it, guys, here at youtube.com/DanielGuys412. Be sure to click my like and subscribe button. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at DanielGuys412 for all my latest tweets. Be sure to follow me on Facebook, facebook.com/DanielGuys1994. Gonna be doing a WrestleMania vlog. Going to be doing a special interview with three very good friends here on this channel, and there will be some heat. That's all I gotta say. Stay tuned for that on Saturday night. You know who you are if you're watching this. So it'll be great to have Yin's guys here on my channel. And of course, WrestleMania. Going to be doing live reactions for one match. Which match that is, I put that in the power of your hands. Go on my Twitter, at DanielGeyser412, and be sure to vote in my poll. I will be sure to pin that to the top of my Twitters immediately following this video. Which match would you like to see me do live reactions for at WrestleMania? And then Monday morning, I'm doing my live WrestleMania review with the Club of Man 1993. Tuesday morning, before we leave New York, live Raw review. So that is the lineup for content coming soon to this channel. Stay tuned here at youtube.com/DanielGeyser412 for the most exciting weekend in wrestling. It's the one, the only WrestleMania. I'll see you guys in New York, and enjoy WrestleMania. Thanks for watching.